got too many things to do right now. Say I don't know what you want, baby girl, come on now. Don't get turned.
What's happening, man? Say, man, Dolo, man, we back with another one. Say, man, how y'all, man? We got Kodak Black, man. If y'all ain't seen Kodak Black recently, like, I just seen an interview with Kodak Black. He was what's his name? What's the boy name? Cassinet. Say, he be tweaking and gigging. I ain't gonna lie, but Kodak Black, I ain't really never listened to his music for real. For real, but he be tweaking and gigging. But we got this full breakdown, see where he's coming from, you know what I'm saying? About to get straight into it. But y'all like, comment, subscribe. On my way to 1 million subscribers. Appreciate y'all for 1,000 plus. You know me, bro. Without further ado, let's go.
Kodak Black was only 12 when he started rapping with the group called Brutal Youngin. He released 3 mixtapes from 2013 to 2015, and when Drake posted a clip of himself dancing,
I don't mean to pause it early, but it always be like that. They always start rapping super young, like it'd be like that. As you can see, it always started like in church or like with the uncles in a band, but like you know what I'm saying. They always started young.
Kodak's song "Skirt," he was pushing the popularity that led to him signing a deal with Atlantic Records in October 2015. 2016 saw his major breakout into mainstream hip-hop success. He was featured on Lockjaw, French Montana's hit single that came out in May, which eventually hit the number 23 position on Billboard's Hot R&B and Hip-Hop Songs chart. Meanwhile, Skirt was reached number 10 on a similar Billboard list. His music in 2016, especially from the mixtape Lil B.I.G. Pac, made it clear that he would make it far in the rap world. He is even named as one of XXL's magazines.
Okay, now this, I ain't gonna lie, this, I don't mean to keep pausing it, but this XXL right here, I gotta probably do a reaction to this XXL. This XXL right here was probably the most classic XXL ever. I was probably like in what, 7th grade? I was in 3rd grade Marshall. Lil Uzi was bumping at the time. Full. I ain't gonna lie, it was a time to be alive. I ain't gonna lie, I was in 7th grade, 3rd grade Marshall. Lil Uzi was bumping. And then what? The next year I went to 8th grade, Drew Freeman. If you know about Drew, we was in section 805. You know about Drew? I mean, then you know. If you know, you know. But say, that was a time to be alive. But this XXL right here, though, it's a classic. No funny. Reliable classic. Real life.
2016 freshman class, along with other rappers like 21 Savage, Lil Uzi Vert, and Lil Yachty. His mumble rap style and punchy lyrics made a good combination, and he's now got a ton of platinum, gold, and silver records to his name. In November 2020, he released his 3rd studio album, Bill Israel, a nod to his legal name change and new religious affiliation. This wouldn't be all that interesting.
Burnout. We all experience it at some point. Man, it's so important to me that I've actually been working on it in therapy. In fact, with the help of BetterHelp, I've learned...
Interesting for a successful rapper. But what makes the release of this album different is that he was able to do it while locked up in a high-security prison in Kentucky. So just how did the ZZ singer end up behind bars? Let's go back all the way to the beginning as we take an exclusive look at the criminal history of Kodak Black. Kodak Black was born in Dawson, Octave, in Florida in 1997. He grew up with his single mom in the projects in Pompano Beach. As a kid, he knew that he really wanted to rap, so he started finding ways to record his songs when he was in elementary school. That ended up being the local trap house, which is not a very safe environment for a child. He was obsessed with writing music, so he spent most of his time reading the dictionary and thesaurus to get a better vocabulary. When he wasn't reading, he was breaking and entering neighborhood homes with his friends, and he even got kicked out of 5th grade for fighting. His first arrest happened when he was in middle school. Not a lot is known about the case, but the charges were for auto theft, so clearly there was a certain path that the rapper seemed to be headed down. Once he turned 18, his arrests started coming fast. His first one was in October 2015, and it came with a lot of charges. When Kodak was out driving one day, he was pulled over by traffic cops for a small traffic violation. When the cops talked to him, they found a few more problems, like a bit of weed in the car and a suspended license. No one knows what really happened after that, but somehow, Kodak ended up with charges of robbery, battery, 2 counts of false imprisonment of a child under 13, and 3 counts of false imprisonment of an adult. One report says that he forced several people into his car when he suspected one or more of them had broken into his house. He was released on bond and returned home to tweet, "If I could change, I swear I would. I tried everything, but I'm just so hood." A couple months later, in December 2015, he was arrested yet again, this time for possession of less than 2 pounds of marijuana and drug paraphernalia. The charge was light, so he was released on a small bond after getting booked. In February of 2016, an incident occurred that would lead to Kodak's arrest later in the year. On the 6th, Kodak had just finished performing at a show at Treasure City nightclub in South Carolina. After the show, the rapper brought a fan back to his hotel room with him. The girl was only a teenager at the time, but that didn't seem to matter to Kodak. According to the girl, The rapper attacked her once they were in the room, ripping her clothes off, biting her, and then sexually assaulting her, despite her telling.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm a little up here. It's 7 o'clock. What time is it? It's 8:05 in the morning. I just went back out. Don't get me wrong. Kodak, did you just what? He biting her. What? That's all I say. I heard is biting somebody. What?
Him to stop. The victim didn't immediately report the crime to the police, but she did tell a nurse at her high school, who got the authorities involved. Of course, Kodak Black was long gone from South Carolina, so no charges were filed at the time as the investigation continued. Kodak Black wouldn't get to enjoy too much of his freedom, though, because in April 2016, he was arrested again, this time in Hollandale Beach, Florida. Kodak had gone to buy weed from a dealer, but was spotted by police. He got into his car and drove away, but the cops followed him. They put on the lights and then the sirens to get him to pull over, but he panicked and started weaving through traffic, trying to get away. Eventually, he got far enough ahead that he pulled over and thought he could toss a weapon into a dumpster, but that plan failed. They saw him do it and were able to retrieve it, a loaded .40 caliber Glock 23 pistol. They also found the weed he had just bought, so we caught charges for possession of a weapon by a felon, possession of marijuana, fleeing the police, and a few traffic violations. Posted a $5,100 bond and was free to go. The next month, an old case would come back to haunt him when it was discovered that he had a few warrants out for his arrest, but that first arrest in October 2015. There were apparently a few more things to follow up on, with those false imprisonment and robbery charges.
What made him get
so
those
he got
tattoos
locked up again.
Man time.
The charges came with.
Like, what made him get him tattoos on his face like that? Them 3 crosses right here. Like what really made him do that? Like, what made him sit down? Do that? Like, what made him, like, what? Look, like, he tweaking and geeking. Like, right. Like, fool.
The max sentence of 55 years, like, and the judge was not going to take it easy on him while he waited for his trial. He wanted Kodak Black to stay in jail and not just hop out after posting bail. He spent all of summer 2016 sitting in jail. When his case saw the court, he decided to plead no contest to all the charges, which basically means that he's not saying that he did the crime, but he's not saying he didn't. He was sentenced to a year of house arrest and 5 years probation, which is pretty good compared to 55 years in prison. The day after sentencing, the Project Baby was due in court for his official release, but the judge discovered that there were warrants for his arrest, including one in South Carolina. That's right, the investigation had gone through, and authorities wanted to arrest him for his assault on the girl in the hotel. They had upgraded the charges from misconduct to battery, a much more severe charge. So right when the judge was about to let Kodak go free on a light sentence of house arrest and probation, he decides that, nah, he's already in police custody, and this is a serious charge. So let's send him over to South Carolina so they can deal with him when we're finished. But Florida still had a bit of work to do with him. There was also another warrant released to the possession and paraphernalia charges from December. He pled no contest again and was sentenced to 120 days in prison. He also got his driver's license suspended and had to fork over $300 in court fees. Just 2 months into his sentence, Kodak Black was extradited to South Carolina to face the felony assault charges. Soon, Kodak was in cuffs and looking at a possible 30 years in prison. In court, he denied the charges and was held on a $100,000 bond, which he paid up after 3 days of sitting in the Florence County Jail. This case is yet to go to trial, so we'll have to wait and see how it turns out. After getting back home to Florida, the rapper settled into his house arrest. Kind of. He didn't do very well, actually, because he violated the sentence by going to a strip club in Miami and getting in a fist fight with an employee. You're not really supposed to do these things on house arrest. So he was sent back to jail to await the sentencing of that charge.
Oh.
On April 26,
his tattoos on his face look different. Those tattoos look different. But that's the video. My opinion. I don't play doing all that. That's the video. Them tattoos on his face look different. Yeah, I see it. It looks skinny at the end. Now it look fat right there. You see it? But like, I don't know what's going on. But I ain't trying to get into all that. But say, hope y'all enjoyed this video. Kodak out here tweaking and gigging. Yeah, new second channel come. I'm working on the second channel, stuff like that. But yeah, though, man. Yeah. I don't got really nothing else to say. Y'all stay safe. Y'all like, comment, subscribe. Like, comment, subscribe. Like, comment, subscribe. On the way to 1 million subscribers. Appreciate y'all for 1,000 plus. 2,000 on the way. And yeah, we out there, John Dolo. We gone. Y'all stay safe.